Hi there, my name is James Gallion, and about 3 years ago, heck, almost exactly 3 years ago, I made a video on CPAP machines and sleep apnea, uh, talking to you about the honest truth about sleep apnea and CPAP. And pretty much everything I said in that video is harsh or funny or whatever you think it is still 100% true. Uh, there have been a lot of people that put up various types of jaw adjusting devices that you hold in your mouth at night and things like that. There's operations you can get that can assist you. But as far as not having anything really done to your body, the CPAP machine for me has been working just perfectly for me. But I have had people ask me, I mean, I don't have one. I can't afford one. Where do I get one? I just want to kind of follow up with a few things here for you. Well, first thing, you don't want to go be buying someone's used CPAP machine. Now, I'm a scrounger. I make do with whatever I have. Now, if my CPAP machine went out and I had absolutely no other way of having a CPAP machine, I might try to find me one as long as I didn't have to pay much money for it, because it would really, you'd never be knowing what you're getting. If you have people that upgrade to other machines, and they're older machines, they say, "Hey, I'm selling this machine. I ain't used it in a few years, been sitting on the shelf here, and I got me a new one a few years ago, so I don't need this other one. So if anybody wants it, I'll sell it to you at a good price." Well, may sound great, but here's the problem: these machines have all kind of seals and stuff in them that uh, are part of the air pump part of it. Okay, um, if they had one of these machines and it had maybe they got a new one like last week, and this one still worked fine, and you knew you could trust them, you might be all right for the fact of getting one from them that was still running. Okay, but if you set anything up idle for months, years at a time that has rubber products in it, rubber actually deteriorates faster sitting with no action on it than it does just being used. I've got a pair of tennis shoes that I bought brand new a few years ago. I stuck them in a box. I actually bought a couple of pairs thinking, hey, when this first pair wears out, I'll get to the second one. They sat 3 or 4 years on the shelf. I pulled out the other pair of shoes, brand new, never worn before. Put my foot in them, and the bottoms just cracked and fell apart. It's the rubber. I don't know what it does, but it goes stagnant. And if you go out and buy yourself a CPAP machine from somebody who's had one stored for a while, uh, you can turn the thing on, use it for 1 or 2 times, and suddenly the thing's not pumping anymore. The other thing is even more important than that, is these all have specific settings. Mine runs at about a 10. Okay, that's what the doctor set it at. uh, that's the pressure. My understanding is you can hurt yourself if you have the pressure set too high. And that's you want the idea is they do tests on you with the sleep studies, and these sleep studies they basically crank up the pressure a little at a time until you start breathing correctly. Give you just enough to do that. I'm not sure. I've read where it can harm you. Uh, I'm not sure exactly what it all does to you, but I can understand if you know you put an air hose in your mouth and with too much pressure, it can definitely kill you. These things should crank up quite a bit of pressure. I know when I first got mine that my ears were popping, and every morning when I got up until I kind of got used to it, I had to adjust my jaw or yawn or something, kind of like being on an airplane or a really high elevator in a building. Uh, the pressure in your ears changes until they kind of pop. They don't can't hear very well. But anyway, the pressure needs to be set specifically for you. Um, they don't even tell you how to reset the pressure. There's ways you can get on, find out anything you want on YouTube to reset the pressure, but this is not something you want to guess at. You got it too low, they're useless. You got it too high, it can hurt you. So you really need to at least go the one time, get the sleep study. Sleep study doesn't cost near all that much. CPAP machine, that's not cheap. Um, so several hundred to over $1,000 for these things. And my CPAP machine's a Escape 2. It is several years old. It's still going strong, kind of, sort of. Uh, the mask and all that stuff wanted to start to fall apart because I've had no insurance to replace it, but I've managed to keep it pieced together. Uh, but definitely, I would not go out and get a used machine unless, I mean, you really shouldn't, because you don't know what the settings are on it. That's bad there. And even if you knew the settings were correct, maybe you were temporarily replacing one you've been using, and the settings were right, and you had them set to the same thing. You don't know what somebody else has done with this thing. Have they stored it for a year or so? If so, you crank it up, use it once or twice, the thing falls apart. You wasted all your money. Better to, uh, try getting, I don't know, try signing up for this Obamacare. That thing's coming up here soon. The Obamacare is pretty bad insurance. It's really terrible. But possibly, hey, I would suggest maybe try signing up for the really good plan for a month, and then go out and use the living daylights out of it. Get all the stuff you need, and then shut it down. You can only sign up during November, December, and that's about the best I could suggest if you're really low on money. But another question that I've been asked is, what happens if your power goes out? Well, you quit breathing. My sleep apnea is the worst you can get. It is 100% maxed out. If I'm not using my CPAP machine, and especially if I'm laying on my back and I fall asleep, my throat closes. Immediately, 100%, boom, it closes. A minute and a half, 2 minutes later, I'm waking up gasping for air. During Hurricane Ike, back many years ago, um, I had my CPAP machine then, but we had no power for over a week. And my wife sat there and nudging me, bumping me, keeping me awake for almost 4 days. Finally, I couldn't stay awake any longer, and I fell asleep. And I woke up a few minutes later with the most horrific headache I've ever had in my entire life. I nearly smothered myself to death. Found out, though, if an absolute emergency, and you have no other way of doing this thing, and you don't have your CPAP machine, say you're at work and you worked long, long hours, you're too tired to go home, you just absolutely can't safely drive home or something like that, or you're just totally dead dog tired and just can't keep your eyes awake, the best thing I've found to do is to, this is good, the thing didn't keep ringing. The best thing I found to do is this. I'm going to turn around here and show you. If you got a desk you're sitting at, okay, hopefully this will be able to see this here. I just take my arms, there, and I put my head on my arms like this, with my face, I'm face down, okay, like this, and the desk, where I can breathe, and my head is face down. What this is with my head face down like this, or off a little to the side like this. I don't know if you can see it in the video very good, but my throat, when you go to sleep, everything relaxes in your throat and it falls backward and it starts choking you. Well, if you're face down, the gravity is going to be pulling it forward. Okay, so at least you can survive. Okay, you may have to sit sleeping in a chair. Maybe put a table across the arms of the chair and then sleep leaning forward on your arms, or possibly put your forehead on a pillow. Excuse my camera. I'm going to manipulate this as I go along here. But yeah, like I said, sleep leaning forward with your forehead on a pillow. Um, if you're in bed, if you can sleep on your stomach, do it. And with your head on a pillow, with your head on the pillow with the front part of your face here hanging off the pillow and facing downward. Okay, that's the only way I've found that I can even sleep sometimes, and still my throat will close up sometimes. Okay. Um, it has a natural a tendency to want to close rather than stay open. So I have to have a lot of gravity working for me with my head completely forward, my neck downhill, facing forward, and my throat down, to keep my throat open when I fall asleep. But the only way I can know I can do it is when I lay over here with my fold my arms like this, and I put my forehead on my arms. Of course, my arms go to sleep. That's not very comfortable. But if I'm just dead dog tired, which I am a lot of, my wife has been very sick for over 25 years. Um, I want to leave you with a message about her in a minute here, but I spend a lot of time awake. I have to be awake when she's awake to help her with doing things. And then she sleeps sometimes 20 something hours straight. I sleep 6 or 8 at the most. And then I'm off the sleeping schedule she is. And by the time she gets up, I'm ready to go to sleep and I'm already tired. So sometimes I have to come out. I'll be sitting here at my desk and I'll just a little short cat nap, and I'll put my head on my forehead on my hands on my arms for a few minutes. But the idea is you want to be leaning forward as much as you can, directly face down, with your throat face down, so that it holds that open. This is not a way to treat sleep apnea. This is a way to survive if you don't have the machine with you. That is about the best you can do, um, that I found. And I've had this, gosh, 15, 20 years of sleep apnea. But if you do find yourself waking up at night, and have never had a test for sleep apnea, you find yourself waking up, grasping for breath, got bad headaches, you get up in the morning, you think you're rested, you eat your meal, you get up, you go to work, you're falling asleep in the car, you're falling asleep at work. What it is, you've been starving your brain for oxygen for who knows how many months, days, years, you know, and your body doesn't really heal itself until it goes into what you call deep sleep, or REM sleep. When it does, then your body, the rest of your normal stuff that you use is shut down and your body's focusing on healing itself. Well, if that never happens, you stay completely exhausted even though you think you're getting sleep. All you're doing is getting short, little bitty cat naps that give you a false refresh. And then after that wears off, you're hung. And you can die in a car wreck, kill somebody else. As I said in my first video, uh, I came to the reality that something had to be done when I was taking my child to school, less than a mile across the street, and I couldn't stay awake to drive that 1 mile. And my son is sitting here poking Daddy in the ribs, going, "Daddy, wake up! Daddy, wake up!" Maybe he should have said, "Daddy, don't kill me! Daddy, don't kill me!" You know, he didn't say that, but that was pretty much what he should have been saying, because I could have easily, and I drove off the road numerous times. They gravel off to the side of the road. Fortunately, I didn't hit some car driving through the subdivision, you know, and I did everything I could to stay awake. I talked, I sang with the radio, I stuck my head out the window, I slapped myself in the face to the point I was hit myself so hard I would knock my glasses off. That almost one time went out the window of the truck. Uh, but there's nothing you can do to override it once it gets so far along with your exhaustion. But it only took 1 week of using my CPAP machine. I never had a problem falling asleep again, ever, unless I stayed up for 24 hours. So, that first video, hey, some people think it was funny. Some people think I'm mean. Hey, whatever works. It wasn't meant to be a namby-pamby video, you know, and I don't apologize for it a bit. So I've had thousands of people contact me and say, "Thank you, you saved my life." And that's what it's all about, is getting people's attention to, at least, if they need it, do it. Um, I will leave you with one thing. This is from my own family's benefit. Um, we are in a kind of bad situation right now. Uh, we do have a very strong faith in God. If that turns you off, so be it. That's my faith. That's where I depend on, is my God Almighty. And I have a very strong faith in Christ Jesus. And things have happened, good things happen bad things happen to good people. So what? I may not be the most perfect person in the world, but I try, and we still have some rough time going on right now. I have a video set up on GoFundMe, had it up for a year. It's called gofundme.com/saving my penny. Penny is my wife's name. And we have been trying to raise $20,000 to get her to 6 different doctors she needs. We have the Obamacare. It is close to being useless because you don't hardly get what you pay into it. But right now, we've got about 2 months left before it runs out at the end of the year. We really can't afford it anymore at the moment. But we've got to get her to 6 doctors. My wife has only had 1 visit to 1 doctor so far. And we really got to go back. Today is Saturday. What is today? The 24th of October. Well, Monday, the 26th of October, we're supposed to show up at a doctor's office with $50 in cash, which I do not have right now. I need to pay this doctor deductible, copay, whatever it is, just for the visit. Or the doctor won't see us and they won't write us prescriptions that we need to get the medicines we need. It's pretty cold-hearted, but that's the way it is. We're just praying that God provides someone out there that can help us out with that. We did just recently get a source. We've been trying to get back on our food stamps for a while, and we finally got that back 2 days ago. Thank you, Jesus, we got that back. But we were unable to get that because my wife is she's disabled, and we had not had a doctor to get a disability letter from to get her food stamps back. Yes, this video is helping, is a lot about me and my family, but you know, if I don't tell somebody, no one can help. But you know, God's going to provide. I really hope that maybe someone out there could help us out. We have got a long way to go to get back to having the things my wife needs. Right now, we're down for 10 months. We've had this this GoFundMe video up for 10 months. There's so far only raised $2,500 of the $20,000 we needed. That $2,500 is greatly appreciated, but it barely paid for food. We need to get her to 6 different doctors. We now have only 2 months left to do so because the $20,000 and the insurance we have is what it's going to require to get her to all her doctors for all her treatments. We'll be right back to no doctors again at the first of the year, unless God decides to provide another way. But, you know, we got faith in Him. I tell people, I say the tougher times get, the stronger my faith. And right now I'm ready to go mountain be moved and expect that sucker to get up and dance. You know, so I appreciate your time. Thank you for listening to this stuff about us. But hopefully my videos will be doing you some good on the CPAP. I'm not sure exactly. I've been asked to make more videos, and this was about the only one I could think of to make. So if you do have questions, I will be glad to answer them as good as I can. You can contact me at angelhelp777@sbcglobal.net. I'm not just some lazy bum sitting around the house with no job. I am a guy who is staying here at home to care for my wife to keep her alive. And so, therefore, I don't have a job outside the house. Therefore, it's almost impossible to earn a living. If anyone out there has an idea that's legit, that I don't have to invest any money into, that I can actually earn something from home, I am totally open to hearing about it. I got a computer, I can use it. Our telephone is turned off occasionally because we can't pay the bill. Right now it's up and running, so I'd appreciate y'all if you could let me know if y'all have anything out there I could work for you and do. I have 43 years in the printing trade, so that's what I've done for all my life. So hey, God bless you. I'd appreciate it. Anybody can help us out on that GoFundMe. If you want to donate directly, you can send it to savingmypenny@att.net. The GoFundMe site takes 10% of everything you give and keeps it for itself. If you want to send something directly, please PayPal it to savingmypenny@att.net. Like I said, we've got to come up with about $50 by Monday to be able to go to this doctor appointment. And if we do miss this appointment, we are not going to be able to get one for another month and a half, which will not allow us to see any of the other doctors before the end of the year. So, which we also need to raise funds to get to them. So if you can help out, we appreciate it. If not, you know, hey, we're just going to keep leaning on our faith in God, and He'll get us through this thing. I appreciate your time. Heck, this has been long. I'm going on a 20-minute video. I tend to talk a lot. But hopefully what I've said might help y'all out. Y'all have a blessed day.